Welcome to Motown Fantasy Football. Here are my Week 1 NFL bets. Shout out Germany, Brazil, Mexico, and the greatest country on the planet, the United States of America. God bless football, and go Chiefs. First game is the Chiefs versus the Ravens. This is a rematch of the AFC Championship last season. They played back in January. That score was 17-10, Chiefs winning over the Ravens. And in that game, the only 3 touchdowns that were scored were Zay Flowers, Isaiah Pacheco, and Travis Kelce. The Chiefs have more weapons on the offense. I expect the Chiefs to win this game. The Ravens also had a huge addition in Derrick Henry. One of the tools I like using before I make my bets is fantasy points allowed to each position. Now the Chiefs and the Ravens both were the 1 and 2 defenses overall last year. We saw last season that the Chiefs like to try gadget plays or creative plays at the beginning of the season, and if they work, implement them at the end of the season in a playoff run or in the Super Bowl, like they did last year. Even though Pacheco scored in the AFC Championship game against the Ravens last time, I think they might go with a fullback play near the goal line where Carson Steele gets in the end zone. So I expect him to get a touchdown in this game and Derrick Henry as well. And of course, I'm going to practice what I preach. Here are my bets for the Chiefs versus Ravens. I put together another 2-pick parlay. I have Derrick Henry scoring and the Chiefs money line, Chiefs winning that game. I do all my NFL betting through DraftKings, not a sponsor, but they could be in the future. DraftKings has a promo going on right now that either Derrick Henry or Travis Kelce will score a touchdown. It's boosted to plus 100 odds. I already think Derrick Henry is going to score. I'm the most confident in him scoring in this game. I think Travis Kelce could score underneath as well. He's a red zone threat and always a threat to score any given week. Here are my bets for the Packers versus Eagles game. This game is taking place in Brazil, one of the international games this year. I just have a small 2-pick parlay. I have Saquon Barkley scoring in this game, and I have Dontavian Wicks scoring as well. As of week 13 last season, the Packers give up the 7th most points to running backs, and the Eagles gave up the number 1 most points to wide receivers last season. The Packers do have a crowded receiver room. I expect Wicks to stand out in this game. I also put together a 4-pick parlay. I have the Packers winning this game. I think that the Eagles really fell off at the second half of last season. Don't really know what was going on there. Jordan Love is super confident and has a lot of support around him in that team. Again, Saquon Barkley to score. And since the Eagles give up the number 1 most points to wide receivers and the 4th most points to quarterbacks, I have Jordan Love going over 225 passing yards and Saquon Barkley going over 75 total rushing and receiving yards. I'm more confident in this parlay than the 2-pick parlay. Here are my NFL bets for all the week 1 Sunday games. For these parlays, I like to do a safer parlay, and then I like to do a fun, kind of riskier, longer parlay. Starting off with a 8-pick parlay plus 82,000 odds. I have T. Higgins scoring a touchdown. Bengals versus Patriots game. The Patriots last season gave up the 12th most points to wide receivers. Jamar Chase, is he going to play week 1? We don't know. He was at practice. Regardless if he's there or not, T is a touchdown hawk. Brian Robinson, I have him scoring a touchdown against the Steelers. Falcons have one of the best offensive lines in football. Kirk Cousins being a new quarterback in that system and coming over to a new team, I think they're going to have to work out some kinks. Bijan is going to get a large workload in this game. And last season, Pittsburgh gave up the 11th most points to running backs. I have Kenneth Walker scoring a touchdown against the Broncos. The Broncos gave up the number 1 most points to running backs last season. Bills versus Cardinals game, I have 3 picks in this game. I have James Conner scoring a touchdown, Marvin Harrison scoring a touchdown, and Josh Allen scoring a rushing touchdown. I think Kyler Murray is going to try to get Marvin Harrison the ball early and often. He wants to get him involved and build his confidence. The Bills are middle of the road in points allowed to wide receivers, but they gave up the 12th most points to running backs as well. That's why I see James Conner scoring. And I think the Cardinals are going to surprise the Bills early in this game, and they're going to have to if they're going to keep up with the Bills. Commanders versus Buccaneers, I have Terry McLaurin scoring in this game and Mike Evans. I'm more confident in McLaurin scoring because Tampa Bay gives up the 4th most points to wide receivers. Mayfield has a great connection with Mike Evans, and Washington gave up the 2nd most points to wide receivers. This could end up being a high-scoring game. Next up, I have a 14-leg parlay that is plus 8.2 million odds. It includes a few of the same picks as the 8-pick parlay. So again, Saquon Barkley scoring, T. Higgins scoring, Bijan Robinson scoring, Kenneth Walker scoring, James Conner scoring, Marvin Harrison scoring, Josh Allen scoring, Terry McLaurin scoring, Mike Evans scoring. Then these picks I'm a little less confident in, but Again, I think they have a good chance of happening. It's my fun parlay. So I think Sam Laporta could score for the Lions against the Rams. And the Rams gave up the 6th most points to tight ends last season. I also have the Lions winning in this game. I think they're on a mission. I think they're going to come out firing. Remember last season, they came out hot and they played the Chiefs and they ended up beating them. Then of course I still have Derrick Henry scoring and Carson Steele scoring and the Chiefs beating the Ravens. Then I have an 11 pick parlay at plus a million odds. And in this one, I have Derrick Henry scoring, Saquon Barkley scoring, T. Higgins scoring. From the Texans and Colts game, I added Joe Mixon scoring because the Colts gave up the 4th most points to running backs last season. And I think the Colts want to force the Texans to have to run the ball because CJ Stroud is such a threat and their receiving core is such a threat. In the Dolphins and Jags game, I have Tyreek Hill scoring. You just can't guard that guy. And Jacksonville is middle of the road in points allowed to wide receivers. I also have Brian Robinson scoring, Kenneth Walker scoring, Terry McLaurin, and James Conner, Marvin Harrison, and Josh Allen. Here are my bets for the Monday night game between the Jets and the 49ers. I have a 3-pick parlay coming in at plus 495 odds. I have Garrett Wilson scoring, Christian McCaffrey scoring a touchdown, and the 49ers winning this game. I have the 49ers winning because Aaron Rodgers not playing football for over a year. He's going to have to get back in the rhythm. He's facing an aggressive, physical 49ers team. I expect them to kind of smack the Jets in the mouth in this one. Now, last season, the 49ers allowed the 10th most points to wide receivers. Garrett Wilson has a great rapport with Aaron Rodgers, and he's an elite receiver. I expect him to score in this one. And the Jets have a great secondary. They have one of the best corners in Sauce Gardner. They'll be covering the 49ers receivers. I expect that to open things up for Christian McCaffrey, and I think he gets in the end zone in this one. And just in case I was wrong about the 49ers winning, I have a 2-pick parlay at plus 310 odds of just Christian McCaffrey and Garrett Wilson scoring. Leave a comment and let me know which picks you agree with, which bets you're making, and we'll see you next time.